Your cat sleeps a little longer. Cute, right? But what if it's a desperate cry for help? Most owners think it's just normal aging. I did too, until a vet revealed those small changes can mean your cat is suffering or even dying. In this video, I'll uncover the hidden cries 99% of owners miss. And at the end, I'll share 7 scientific ways to add years to your cat's life. Let's start with this uncommon one. Number 1. Reduced energy and playfulness. One of the most painful realities of watching your cat grow old is seeing the spark of playful energy slowly fade away. The kitten that once flew across the room in a blur of fur and joy now prefers the safety of a warm blanket or a quiet corner. This change is not just emotional, it's deeply biological. As cats age, their metabolism begins to slow, their muscles lose mass, and the cartilage that cushions their joints starts to wear down. Many older cats experience the early stages of arthritis, which makes jumping onto the couch or racing after a toy physically painful. Their heart and lungs also lose efficiency, meaning bursts of speed exhaust them faster than before. You may notice they hesitate before leaping onto their favorite perch, or that play sessions last only a few seconds instead of minutes. What looks like laziness is actually their body's way of conserving precious energy. And while this shift is heartbreaking, it's also a powerful reminder. Your cat has given you years of youthful play, and now they need your patience, gentleness, and love more than ever as they enter this quieter stage of life. Number 2. Sleeping much more than usual. Cats have always been champions of sleep, but when your aging companion begins spending nearly every hour curled up, it's a sign their body is demanding more rest than ever before. While a young adult cat might sleep 12 to 14 hours a day, senior cats often drift into slumber for 18 to 20 hours. This increase is not mere laziness, it's biology. As the body ages, energy reserves decline, metabolism slows, and cellular repair takes longer. Sleep becomes the body's way of preserving strength and managing pain. Older cats also produce less growth hormone, the very chemical that drives energy and activity in youth. Instead of playful adventures, they slip into deep rest, conserving what little energy they have left for essential moments like eating or moving around the house. Watching them sleep so often can feel heartbreaking, but it's their body's gentle way of coping with age. What matters most now is the comfort you provide, the soft blanket, the quiet room, the reassurance that even in their endless hours of rest, they are still surrounded by love. Number 3. Slower movements and hesitation when jumping. There was a time when your cat leaped effortlessly onto counters, windowsills, and your lap. But with age, every movement slows, every jump requires calculation. You may notice hesitation at the base of the sofa, a pause before the leap, or even an attempt abandoned altogether. This isn't stubbornness, it's the creeping weight of arthritis, muscle loss, and joint stiffness. Studies show that by the time a cat reaches 12 to 14 years old, more than 60% experience some degree of degenerative joint disease. The cartilage cushioning their bones wears away, making each step or landing painful. Their spine loses flexibility, and their hind legs, once their greatest source of power, grow weaker. The result is a visible slowness, a carefulness born from fear of pain. This shift may be one of the most noticeable signs of aging, because it transforms how your cat interacts with their world. They may choose lower resting spots, avoid stairs, or prefer your lap over a high perch. To you, it's a reminder that the cat who once ruled the heights of your home is now fragile, deserving of patience, and in need of a gentler, easier environment. Number 4. Noticeable weight loss or gain. Weight changes in aging cats are rarely random. They are often a cry for attention from a body struggling against time. Unexplained weight loss may be the result of hyperthyroidism, kidney disease, or cancer, all of which are common in senior cats. As muscle mass deteriorates with age, even a normal appetite can no longer maintain their once strong frame. On the other hand, some cats gain weight, especially if arthritis limits their movement and slows their metabolism. Excess fat can strain their already weakened joints and organs, further accelerating decline. Behind these physical changes are complex biological battles. Failing kidneys that can't filter toxins, thyroid glands releasing too much hormone, or insulin resistance leading to diabetes. You might notice their spine or hips protruding, or that their belly hangs heavier than before. These changes are often stark reminders that your cat is no longer in balance. The most heartbreaking part is that they cannot explain their struggle, only their body shows it. Your role now is to notice, to act with compassion, and to ensure they get the medical support and comfort they desperately need. Number 5. Thinning or dull fur coat. A cat's coat has always been a symbol of vitality, shiny, soft, and meticulously groomed. But as age takes hold, that vibrant fur begins to lose its luster. The once thick, glossy coat may thin out, patches may appear, and the colors may dull into a lifeless sheen. Science explains this in several ways. First, the sebaceous glands, which produce the natural oils that keep fur soft and shiny, become less active with age. Second, if arthritis or joint pain makes grooming difficult, your cat may stop maintaining their coat, leading to matting or rough texture. Underlying health conditions like kidney disease, hyperthyroidism, or anemia can also contribute to poor coat quality. What once looked like radiant beauty now becomes a silent signal of decline. This visible change can feel especially emotional for cat parents, because the coat has always been such a symbol of their cat's elegance and pride. But hidden within the dull fur is a message. Your cat is not neglecting themselves. Their body simply can't keep up. And in this stage, your gentle brushing, your soft hands, become an act of love that replaces what time has taken away. Number 6. Cloudy eyes or reduced vision. The eyes of a cat often reflect their spirit, clear, bright, and full of mischief. But with age, that sparkle begins to dim. You may notice a bluish haze covering their pupils, or that they bump into furniture in dim light. This cloudiness is usually lenticular sclerosis, a normal aging change where the lens hardens and loses clarity. Unlike cataracts, which block vision, sclerosis mainly reduces sharpness and depth perception. Still, the world becomes less vivid for your cat. Their retinas, responsible for turning light into signals for the brain, also begin to degenerate with age. In some, progressive retinal atrophy sets in, leading to partial or complete blindness. What breaks the heart is not just the fading eyesight, but the subtle changes in behavior. A hesitation at doorways, a reluctance to chase toys, a startled jump when approached too quickly. The cat that once navigated every shadow now depends more on sound and smell to survive. And as their vision dims, what they rely on most is the sound of your voice, your footsteps, and the gentle comfort that tells them they are never alone in the dark. Number 7. Loss of appetite. Perhaps one of the most alarming signs in an aging cat is the sudden refusal to eat. Cats are creatures of habit, and food is one of their deepest comforts. When that routine fades, it is rarely a small matter. A decline in appetite often signals hidden illness, kidney disease, liver failure, dental pain, or even cancer. With age, their senses of taste and smell also weaken, making food less appealing. In scientific terms, their olfactory receptors become less sensitive and digestive enzymes decline, reducing both desire and ability to process meals. This loss leads to rapid weight loss, muscle wasting, and dangerous weakness. Emotionally, it's devastating for owners who see the once eager mealtime companion turn away from the bowl. Each uneaten bite feels like a silent message. Their body is giving up on nourishment. This is not mere fussiness. It's biology closing down systems, one by one. The tragedy is that eating is life itself, and when a cat loses that spark, they are inching closer to the end. In these moments, patience, soft encouragement, and veterinary guidance can mean the difference between easing their suffering or watching them fade too soon. Number 8. Drinking significantly more water or less. Changes in thirst may seem small, but they carry enormous weight in an aging cat's story. A cat who suddenly drinks excessively may be battling kidney disease, diabetes, or thyroid imbalance. The kidneys, which filter toxins, lose function with age, causing dehydration and a desperate need for more water. On the other hand, a cat that stops drinking entirely may be nearing the final stages of illness, when the body begins shutting down vital systems. The science is sobering. Fluid regulation is critical to survival, and when it falters, toxins accumulate in the blood, leading to nausea, lethargy, and further decline. You may notice your cat hovering over the water bowl more often, or conversely, refusing to approach it at all. These are not casual quirks, they are biological alarms. What's most painful is realizing how something as ordinary as water can reveal the fragility of life. Where once your cat lapped at the bowl with vigor, now each sip, or lack of one, carries the weight of their mortality. It is a reminder to watch closely, to act quickly, and to never ignore the silent messages their body is sending. Number 9. Difficulty chewing or swallowing. Eating should be a simple joy, but for aging cats, it can become a battle. You may hear grinding, notice food falling from their mouth, or see them turn away after a few painful bites. Often, the culprit is dental disease, gingivitis, resorptive lesions, or broken teeth, conditions that affect nearly 70% of senior cats. These painful problems make chewing unbearable. At the same time, the muscles in the throat weaken with age, and neurological decline can interfere with swallowing. What was once instinctive becomes a struggle. Science explains that as pain receptors in the mouth fire relentlessly, the brain begins to associate food with suffering, leading to avoidance. To an owner, this is heartbreaking. You prepare their favorite meal, only to watch them push it away, hungry but unable to endure the pain. Each attempt feels like defeat, for them and for you. In these moments, patience, soft-textured food, and medical care can provide relief. But the deeper reality is clear. Their body is reminding you that every act of nourishment now comes at a cost, and your role is to make that cost as gentle as possible. Number 10. Becoming more withdrawn or hiding often. Cats have always been mysterious, but when age weighs heavily on them, their instinct to withdraw deepens. You may find your cat retreating to closets, under beds, or hidden corners of the home. This behavior is not rejection, it is survival. In the wild, sick or dying animals hide to protect themselves from predators. That instinct remains etched into your cat's biology, even in the safety of your home. Science calls this protective withdrawal, a behavior triggered when the body senses weakness. Neurological decline, pain, and exhaustion all fuel this desire for solitude. To you, it feels like distance, as though your beloved companion no longer wants your presence. But the truth is, they are trying to shield themselves from vulnerability. Each time you discover them tucked away, it is both a dagger to the heart and a reminder of their nature. And while they may crave solitude, your gentle presence nearby, quietly sitting, softly speaking, can bridge that gap. Even as they withdraw, what they truly need is the reassurance that they are not vanishing alone, that love still finds them, even in the shadows. Number 11. Increased clinginess and seeking comfort. Not all aging cats withdraw. Some move in the opposite direction, clinging to you with an urgency you've never seen before. The cat that once cherished independence now insists on being close, following you from room to room, meowing for reassurance, or curling against you at every chance. Biologically, this shift is linked to cognitive decline and heightened anxiety in old age. As their senses weaken, sight blurs, hearing fades, smell dulls, they turn to their greatest constant, you. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, plays a role here too, driving their need for comfort and security in the face of confusion. To you, it can feel bittersweet. Their increased dependence is both heartwarming and heartbreaking, a living reminder that they trust you above all else as their world grows uncertain. Each purr pressed against your chest may be more than affection, it may be a plea for safety. And while the weight of their need can feel heavy, it is also their way of saying, in the end, you are my home. Cherish this closeness, because it is a final gift wrapped in vulnerability. Number 12. Signs of confusion or disorientation. One of the more unsettling changes in aging cats is the fog of disorientation. You may notice them staring blankly at walls, wandering into rooms with no clear purpose, or yowling at night as though lost in their own home. This decline often stems from feline cognitive dysfunction, the cat equivalent of dementia. The brain, like every other organ, begins to lose efficiency with age. Neurons fire less effectively, memory fades, and spatial awareness falters. Scientific studies show that more than 50% of cats over age 15 display some degree of cognitive dysfunction. To an owner, it is deeply painful to watch. A creature once so sharp now confused by the simplest tasks. They may forget the location of their litter box, become trapped in corners, or seem startled by familiar faces. It is not stubbornness or misbehavior. It is a neurological decline stripping away their clarity. The heartbreak lies in realizing that while they may forget routines, they never forget love. Even through the haze of confusion, your scent, your touch, and your voice can still break through the fog, reminding them of the bond that has guided their entire life. Number 13. Stiffness, limping, or arthritis pain. Every step your cat takes tells a story, and with age, that story often becomes one of pain. You may notice them limping slightly, struggling to climb stairs, or moving with a stiffness that wasn't there before. The culprit is often arthritis, a degenerative joint disease that affects more than 60% of cats over the age of 12. Inside their body, the protective cartilage that once cushioned their bones has thinned or eroded, leaving raw surfaces grinding together. This constant friction sparks inflammation and pain, turning every jump or stretch into a burden. Cats are masters of hiding discomfort, but in their slower gait, awkward postures, or refusal to move, the truth emerges. To you, it is devastating to watch. Your once graceful companion now brought low by pain they cannot explain. And yet, even in their suffering, many cats will still try to carry themselves with dignity. This makes your role vital, to notice what they hide, to provide warmth, softer resting places, and medical relief. Because beneath the stiffness is not just pain, but a plea. Help me move through this world with dignity, even as my body betrays me. Number 14. Poor grooming habits or stopping grooming altogether. Cats have always been meticulous creatures, devoting hours to grooming themselves. But when age takes its toll, that ritual often fades. You may notice their fur becoming matted, greasy, or covered in dandruff. Scientifically, this is tied to several factors. Arthritis makes the twisting and stretching of grooming painful, while muscle weakness reduces their stamina. Neurological decline also disrupts instinctive grooming patterns, and reduced oil production in the skin dulls the natural sheen of their coat. What was once a proud symbol of elegance becomes unkempt and frail. To you, it may look like neglect, but it is not choice. It is limitation. Watching a cat abandon grooming can feel like watching them lose a piece of their identity. But in this moment, your care becomes essential. Gentle brushing, warm hands, and soft grooming take the place of what time has stolen. And though they may no longer be able to maintain their beauty, your act of tending to them is not just hygiene. It is love translated into touch, reminding them that even as their body fails, their dignity remains intact. Number 15. Weakness in the back legs or trembling. The strength of a cat lies in its back legs, the engines that power their leaps and sprints. When those legs weaken, it is one of the clearest signs of aging. You may notice trembling when they stand, difficulty climbing onto furniture, or even dragging their paws slightly. The cause is often multifaceted: muscle wasting, arthritis in the hips and knees, or neurological decline affecting coordination. In some cases, heart disease or spinal issues reduce circulation and nerve signals, further weakening the limbs. Science explains this as sarcopenia, the natural loss of muscle mass with age, combined with degenerative joint changes. To you, the sight of trembling legs is deeply moving. These legs once carried them with grace, once launched them into your arms without hesitation. Now, every step looks uncertain, fragile, and yet, even in weakness, there is resilience. Many cats still push forward, still climb, still try. What they ask of you now is understanding. Provide ramps, soft bedding, and compassion. Because those shaky steps are not just signs of decline. They are proof of courage, of a spirit still fighting to move through life with you by their side. Number 16. Labored or irregular breathing. Few sights are as distressing as watching your cat struggle to breathe. Each labored inhale, each shallow exhale, carries with it an unspoken truth: the body is weakening. Scientifically, this often signals heart disease, fluid buildup in the lungs, or respiratory decline. As the heart pumps less efficiently, blood flow falters, leading to fluid accumulation that makes every breath a battle. Sometimes, the diaphragm and chest muscles also weaken with age, reducing their ability to draw in air. You may hear wheezing, see their sides heaving, or notice long pauses between breaths. To an owner, it is terrifying because breathing is life itself, and when it falters, the The reality of mortality is impossible to ignore. What hurts most is knowing they cannot tell you of their fear, only show it in their eyes as they struggle for oxygen. In these moments, what they need most is calm, gentle reassurance, and medical support if possible. Each fragile breath is not just air, it is a countdown, a reminder that time is slipping away, and that your presence may be the only comfort easing their final struggles. Number 17. Vomiting, diarrhea, or digestive troubles. Digestive decline in older cats is more than a nuisance. It is a warning flag from within. Frequent vomiting, diarrhea, or constipation often signals failing organs. The kidneys, unable to filter toxins, allow waste to build up in the blood, triggering nausea. The liver, too, may falter, leading to bile imbalance and digestive distress. Even the intestines themselves slow with age, losing the ability to move food smoothly. Science explains this as a breakdown of enzymatic efficiency and muscular control in the gut. To you, the effects are painfully visible. Litter boxes soiled with loose stools, cries of discomfort, or a beloved companion who turns away from food, only to vomit moments later. Beyond the mess lies the heartbreaking reality. Their body is struggling to sustain life. Every episode drains them further, robbing them of energy and dignity. Yet, even here, your care matters deeply. Gentle diets, hydration, and comfort can ease their suffering. And though the science reminds us this is part of decline, the love you show reminds them they are still cherished, still worth every ounce of compassion as their body falters. Number 18. Loss of bladder or bowel control. When an aging cat begins to lose control of their bladder or bowels, it can feel devastating. This once proud creature, so clean and meticulous, may suddenly soil bedding, floors, or even themselves. The science is clear. Nerve pathways that control elimination weaken with age, while muscle tone in the bladder and rectum diminishes. In some cases, kidney disease or diabetes increases urine output, overwhelming what little control remains. Neurological decline, similar to dementia in humans, also plays a role, disrupting their ability to remember where the litter box is. To the cat, this loss is not just physical, it is humiliating. Cats are instinctively clean animals, and when they cannot control their own bodies, it creates stress and confusion. To you, it is heartbreaking, because the accidents serve as constant reminders that their independence is slipping away. But behind the frustration lies an opportunity to show unconditional love. By offering patience, cleaning with compassion, and providing easier litter access, you remind them that dignity is not lost, that even as their body betrays them, they remain worthy of care and respect. Number 19. No longer responding to favorite toys or affection. Perhaps one of the most crushing signs of decline is when your cat stops responding to the very things that once defined their joy. The toy that once sent them flying now lies untouched. The soft call of your voice or the stroke of your hand may no longer spark purrs or excitement. Scientifically, this withdrawal is tied to neurological decline, sensory loss, and sheer exhaustion as the body diverts all energy to survival. Endorphins, the chemicals linked to pleasure and play, diminish with age, leaving less drive for activity. But emotionally, the message is louder than science. Their world is fading. It feels as though the bond you've nurtured for years is slipping through your fingers. Yet here lies a truth worth holding. Though they may no longer outwardly respond, deep inside, they still know you. Your presence, your warmth, your love. These things reach deeper than toys or play ever could. Even in silence, even in stillness, your cat feels you. And sometimes, the quietest moments, a head resting weakly in your hand, are the loudest declarations of trust they can still give. Number 20. Seeking solitude in final days. In the end, many cats follow one last instinct. They seek solitude. You may find them retreating to a closet, under a bed, or a quiet corner of the garden. This is not rejection, it is ancient biology. In the wild, animals hide when their bodies fail, protecting themselves from predators during their most vulnerable hours. For domestic cats, this instinct remains, even in the safety of your home. Science describes this as end-of-life behavior, where failing organs trigger a natural urge to conserve energy and withdraw. To you, it feels like abandonment, as though they want to leave you behind. But the truth is far gentler. They are preparing for peace. The most heartbreaking part is realizing that while they may want solitude, what they need most is presence. Sitting quietly beside them, speaking softly, letting them feel your touch. These are the final gifts you can give. In those moments, love becomes more powerful than words, more powerful than science. And when they finally close their eyes, they leave not in loneliness, but in the comfort of knowing they were cherished until their very last breath. Now, let's talk about 7 scientifically proven ways to add more years to your furry friend's life. Number 1. Prioritize regular veterinary checkups. If there is one decision that can truly add years to your cat's life, it is committing to regular veterinary care. Cats are masters of disguise when it comes to illness, hiding pain, masking weakness, and carrying silent disease until it is often too late. By the time an untrained eye notices weight loss, vomiting, or lethargy, conditions like kidney failure, diabetes, or hyperthyroidism may already be advanced. Science shows that early detection is the single greatest predictor of improved outcomes in feline health. Routine blood work can reveal kidney stress long before symptoms appear. Dental checks can prevent infections that spread to the heart and liver, and simple physical exams can detect tumors or arthritis in their earliest stages. Beyond the medical side, these visits also bring peace of mind. You are not left guessing. You know what battles may lie ahead and how to fight them. To many cats, the carrier and clinic may feel frightening, but to you it is an act of love. Each checkup is not just about adding months. It is about preserving quality of life, ensuring that your cat's golden years are spent in comfort, not in suffering silently behind brave eyes. Number 2. Provide a balanced, age-appropriate diet. The food you place in your cat's bowl is more powerful than it seems. It can either shorten their years or extend them. As cats age, their nutritional needs change dramatically. They require fewer calories to prevent obesity, yet more high-quality protein to maintain fading muscle mass. Senior cats also benefit from diets rich in antioxidants, which fight cellular damage, and omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation in joints and organs. Scientific studies show that cats fed a diet tailored to their age have significantly lower risks of kidney disease, heart problems, and diabetes. Even hydration plays a vital role, as many older cats fail to drink enough water, making wet food a life-saving choice to prevent urinary and kidney issues. To the untrained eye, all food may look the same, but to an aging body, the difference is profound. Every bite is medicine, every meal a defense against decline. Feeding your cat with knowledge, intention, and care is not just about filling a stomach. It is about extending a life, ensuring their days are not only longer, but lived with energy, strength, and dignity. Number 3. Maintain healthy weight and exercise. A cat's body is designed for movement, stalking, pouncing, sprinting. When age slows them down, the temptation is to let them rest endlessly, but inactivity is one of the fastest paths to decline. Obesity is one of the deadliest conditions in cats, linked to diabetes, arthritis, heart disease, and a dramatically shortened lifespan. On the other hand, extreme weight loss weakens the body beyond repair. The key is balance, maintaining a healthy weight through both controlled nutrition and gentle exercise. Science shows that even short bursts of daily activity stimulate muscle maintenance, keep joints limber, and improve circulation. Play sessions with feather wands or puzzle feeders can rekindle instincts while strengthening their body. For older cats, slow and consistent activity is more important than intensity. Every step they take, every playful swat, keeps age at bay. And for you, encouraging movement is more than playtime. It is an act of preservation, a way of saying, I will fight against time for you. By helping your cat stay active and lean, you are not just preventing disease. You are extending the precious bond you share. Number 4. Create a stress-free and enriched environment. A cat's environment is not just where they live. It is the foundation of their health. Stress is a silent killer, raising cortisol levels, weakening the immune system, and accelerating age-related decline. Cats thrive on routine, safety, and mental stimulation. In old age, even small disruptions, new pets, loud noises, sudden moves, can create overwhelming anxiety that shortens their life. The antidote is an enriched, calm home. Science proves that mentally stimulated cats live longer, as brain activity slows cognitive decline just as it does in humans. Scratching posts, perches, puzzle toys, and safe hiding places provide both exercise and comfort. Soft bedding eases arthritis, while quiet spaces reduce stress hormones. Every corner of your home becomes a medicine cabinet when designed with love. Emotionally, this is about more than comfort, it's about dignity. By crafting a safe, engaging environment, you are telling your cat, you are still valuable, still cherished, still worthy of joy. In those quiet spaces filled with warmth and stimulation, life stretches longer and the shadow of age grows a little less heavy. Number 5. Support their joints and mobility. Mobility is freedom, and for an aging cat, that freedom slips away unless we step in. Arthritis, joint stiffness, and muscle loss can turn once effortless leaps into painful memories. More than 60% of senior cats suffer joint pain, yet most suffer in silence because cats instinctively hide weakness. Science offers solutions. Glucosamine and chondroitin supplements can slow cartilage breakdown. Omega-3s reduce inflammation, and gentle medications prescribed by vets can restore comfort. But beyond supplements, the environment you create matters just as much. Ramps, stairs, and lowered perches can give back access to favorite spots. Soft bedding cushions tired joints, while heated pads soothe aching muscles. Every adjustment you make tells your cat, I still want you to enjoy the world. Watching them climb again with ease or curl comfortably in a favorite place becomes proof that love can rewrite the story of aging. Supporting mobility doesn't just ease pain. It prolongs life by encouraging continued activity, circulation, and engagement. In the end, you are not just protecting their body, you are protecting their spirit, ensuring that every step forward is still a step filled with purpose. Number 6. Focus on dental health. It is easy to overlook a cat's mouth, but dental health is one of the greatest hidden keys to longevity. More than 70% of cats over 3 years old already show signs of dental disease, and for seniors, the damage can be catastrophic. Plaque hardens into tartar, gums inflame, and infections spread silently through the bloodstream to vital organs like the heart, liver, and kidneys. What begins as bad breath can shorten life by years. The science is clear. Chronic oral infections trigger systemic inflammation, weakening the body's defenses and accelerating aging. Yet this decline is preventable. Regular dental cleanings, daily brushing, and dental treats can preserve oral health and, in turn, extend life. To an aging cat, every pain-free meal is not just nourishment, but comfort, a chance to eat without suffering. And for you, the act of caring for their teeth is more than hygiene. It is an invisible lifeline, adding precious days, months, even years to their life. Behind every healthy tooth lies a promise that you will guard not only their smile, but their very heartbeat. Number 7. Provide emotional connection and love. Beyond medicine, beyond science, lies the most powerful force in extending a cat's life: love. Studies in both humans and animals show that emotional connection reduces stress, lowers cortisol, strengthens the immune system, and promotes longevity. For cats, the comfort of a trusted bond is as healing as any treatment. The gentle touch of your hand, the warmth of your lap, the familiar sound of your voice, all of these release oxytocin, the love hormone, which soothes anxiety and eases pain. In their final years, when the world grows smaller and their body grows weaker, your love becomes their anchor. To them, you are not just an owner. You are safety, comfort, and purpose. It may seem simple, but never underestimate the healing power of presence. Sitting beside them, brushing their fur, whispering softly, these acts can stretch life by giving them the will to keep going. Love cannot stop time, but it can change how that time feels. And for your cat, that feeling may be enough to turn fleeting days into meaningful, cherished years.